Thank you for listening. If you have ever said thank you to anyone for just listening to you, there's a good chance that person has spent a lot of time and energy for listening to you. Are you even listening to me? Hello? Is there anyone listening? No one listens to me. Are you listening? Are you listening? Looks like there is no network. But isn't it landline? Almost everyone loves it when someone listens. A true listening is more than a gift. But the point is that very few of us know the benefits of being a good listener. We all love when someone listens to us, but we ourselves do not improve. We do not listen. We do not pay attention to what someone is saying. If we start being a good listener, there are tremendous benefits. True listening is not just a learning skill. True listening is a life skill, especially for students. When a student can learn how to become a good listener, there are tremendous benefits in everyday lives because students have to listen to their tutors every day, more than 7 to 8 hours, right? And as a student, when you are a good listener, you are collecting the best quality materials for the castle of your learning. If learning is like building a castle, a good listening, a true listening, active listening is like collecting the best quality materials for the castle of your learning. But good listeners are rare. There are very few people who actually listens. In fact, in general discussions, in everyday discussions, people intend to hear just so that they can reply. They wait for someone to stop talking so that they can start to talk. They intend to reply and not to listen. But true listening is a gift. This video is all about what are the benefits of being a good listener. In fact, I'm going to make series of videos after this one where I'll be describing the techniques to become a good listener or an active listener. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. True listening or active listening is a skill like juggling. I didn't know how to juggle before. I learned it. In fact, I couldn't even imagine that I can ever learn how to juggle, but I learned it. Same way, listening is a skill. You can learn to become a good listener. You can learn to become an active listener. Thank you for listening. If you have ever said thank you to anyone for just listening to you, there's a good chance that person has spent a lot of time and energy for listening to you. True listening has tremendous benefits, and here are some of the benefits of being a true listener. So here is the benefit number 1. As a student, when you are an active listener, when you are a true listener, you collect the right information for yourself, for your learning. When you prepare for your exam, you need the right quality information for yourself. So when you are a good listener, you collect the accurate information from tutors. Number 2, as I said before, true listening is not just a learning skill. It's a life skill. Whatever you do, wherever you go, you will need to listen to the people. And when you have this skill, you can apply in all walks of your life. Number 3, when you're an active listener, you remember the information for a long time. About 85% of the information after 6 to 7 days you can remember, unlike the passive listeners. The passive listeners can remember just the 25% of the information after 6 to 7 days. And if you're able to remember the information for a long time, and if you keep revisiting those information, that information gradually goes to your long-term memory, and then you never forget it. Number 4, you get most of the information from the class, and when you listen carefully, it improves your confidence and it makes your day. Trust me, if you develop this habit, if you learn this skill, this will make your everyday a good day in your school or college or institution. Number 5, being a good listener is the best way to connect to someone else. Of course, as I said before, true listeners are rare, and when someone listens to you, it's more than a gift. People love it when someone listens. So true listening or the active listening is the best way to connect to someone, to make good friends or to make good deals. Number 6, when you are an active listener, you avoid a lot of confusions. you do not end up misunderstanding a concept, right? Because if you're paying attention, you understand it properly. And in fact, there is no misunderstanding. You have clarity of thoughts. Number 7, active listening improves your communication skills cognitively. You learn from the person who is speaking in front of you. You learn from your tutors a lot. You adapt their way of communicating. If you're paying attention to your tutor or to the newsreader or to someone you love to listen, you adapt their way of speaking. You improve your communication skills cognitively. True listening is a sign that you are a disciplined student. You are a disciplined person. But hold on, there is a catch. True listening comes naturally when the topic is relevant to you, when you are interested in the topic, when you love the topic which is going on. The true listening comes naturally. But it's difficult to listen to the tutor in the class. It happens because in classes, in your school, in your college, or in your institution, there is one-way communication most of the time. Most of the time your tutor is talking and you rarely reply. It's like 80% and 20%. 80% of the time your tutor is talking and maybe 10 or 20% you have to reply. So in that case, when someone is talking, you just have to listen. It is difficult to pay attention. It's difficult to stay focused, right? But the good news is that when you become an active listener, when you learn this skill, you reap all the benefits that I mentioned earlier in this video. And I'm going to teach you all those techniques and tips to become a good listener. So if you're new here, consider subscribing because a lot of edutainment is going on here, and I'm going to teach you learning skills one by one. And I hope you have a great day. Keep learning.